Hello, good morning, everybody. JK, it's night over here. It is nighttime because I just got off work and I'm chilling now at home. And let's open up the conversation here. Um, I had a good day. I hope everyone else out there had a great day today. Can't complain. Nothing crazy happened and nothing amazing happened. So take it as you will. I'd rather have a normal day than a day that's hectic. So that's my piece, and I hope everyone else had a good day, and I hope everyone else learned something today, or took something from our previous videos and applied something, or just learned something in general. It doesn't even have to be about this channel. I just want you guys to grow, and I still haven't forgotten about you guys. For episode 3, I was thinking this today, man. Okay, there was something. Yeah, there it is. Okay, everyone wants to chase success, but not a lot of people do. Not a lot of people are successful, apparently. Not everyone can be rich. Not everyone can be a billionaire. But that just depends on what your perspective of success is. That's all that it is. If you think having a car is being successful, then you're success. You are success. You're the embodiment of success. Because then you act like you have succeeded, and therefore people will see you as having succeeded. It's small things like that I notice. Like in my life, I have a certain career where it's going to take a while to get to the top. And I'm not going to see myself as successful, truly successful until I get there. But you have to appreciate the little things. And look at other people whose goals are just a few and then that's it. They're set for life in their mind. That's it. And to them, they're successful. And I find that beautiful, man. I find that simplicity beautiful, where it doesn't take that much. We live in a world today where there's a lot of stimuli out there, and there's a lot of persuasion to pursue a lot of these fields of work, of activities, of hobbies. You got to have certain things. You got to be a certain person to be successful. No, no, no. Success can go in many ways. What people perceive as a failure, others might perceive as successful. Like it just you don't know, man. You don't know until you live that person's life. Now, let's say, let's take an objective look here and say, okay, are we going to say someone who's successful is someone who's like a drug addict who went to prison, who can't clean up their act? No, because there is an objective stance on that. But how could you measure success between someone who is flipping cars and working on, or let's say even lesser than that, quote unquote, someone who just works on cars, a mechanic, versus a lawyer? Aren't they both successful in their own way, right? If we take the objectivity out of it, the obvious one, which constitutes breaking the law and becoming a criminal to society, versus two people who aren't criminals to society but have different occupations and different pay grades, they're both successful. Now, you could argue that successful means providing for your family, being able to provide yourself without much strain. True, in the mechanic's case, it may be hard. It may be hard to get money. I mean, not nowadays, because man, they charge people a fortune. But but it may be, if we take this at a baseline level, it may be hard to get money on the mechanic side, whereas the lawyer is having an easy time to make money. In that case, I would say that success is likely won by the lawyer instead of the mechanic. But there's so many aspects to the situation of what entails success in your life, what entails reaching success, like attaining success. It's there's too many variables, and accounted and unaccounted. There's things we're not even thinking of. You know, physical success. You get to a physical body shape, a type of look that you want to get is emotional success, right? Being in control of your emotions, knowing what to do at what time and what place. There's mental success, financial success, spiritual success for the religious folks out there. There's a lot. Success, that is the word of today. Everyone wants to succeed at something. Mm. But what others don't consider as success, they see as failure. So they see people failing instead of succeeding. And yet we have problems with these people. I think we could understand each other on a way bigger level if we got into each other's minds to understand what constitutes success, what constitutes playing a major part of society, contributing to the common good. But the problem with success is that it's like a drug. It can kill you. And the problem is success is not pure. Unfortunately, in this world, it's not pure. Success comes with some vices. It's going to come with pride. It's going to come vanity. It's going to come greed. Might even come lust. Success, remember, leads you to places. Success is a highway. It is a road. And it can lead you down many paths. And where many paths are, there are many other paths. Some where the grass is greener and some where the thorns grow. Whereas in an old poet would say, the road less taken by, or the road more taken by, or the road less traveled by. I'm an idiot. Oh my gosh, it's Robert Frost, by the way. The road not taken. That's a good. I'm gonna on this channel. I might have to go over some poetry with guys and analyze that because that's also good for the mind. Good food for thought. His work is good. Um, but yeah, success, man. Yeah, there are many roads. The roads where most people travel by, and the roads where less travel by, and the roads where none travel by. Nobody even thought. That's where you want to go. The roads that yield the best outcomes and the best fruit that nobody even thought to travel because either everybody thought it was too risky, too fearful, wondering what others would think of them. But if you do that, you're king. You're a king. Easily. You rule, bro. Any day of the week. But yeah, success. I think we don't give ourselves enough credit on that. We've succeeded at a lot of things in life, man. We don't even think about it. Like growing older, obviously that's not a sign of success because you don't put work in growing old. However, making it through to the age where you are today, that's success. Because there are events in your life and there are obstacles in your life that have been placed there for a specific reason. Sorry for the pause there. I'm trying to think of other words. Remember, this is all off the top of my head. There, there are scenarios placed in your life, in hardships, in tribulations that you have to go through. And if you can make it through those, you succeeded, right? Let's say you don't get through them. You fail, so you're still there. There's still time to succeed. It would make sense where if you failed in a domain, that means that there always is opportunity to succeed in that domain because what is there to lose? You start at the bottom anyway in that domain or wherever you may be. You just work. You work and you work and you work. You put in the effort. You find out what to do. You either think harder, right? Find out a solution to get through, or you think smarter. You go around it. There's many things. There's so many ways to overcome obstacles in life. I don't think people realize it. You can be a real guru like this, and I'm not that guy. Listen, I'm simple. I like to think complex sometimes, but a lot of stuff in life is simple. If you know the rules and you know the runarounds and you know how to operate, a lot of these things you can just get by. But life is paradoxical. You think it's simple, and it appears simple, like I say it is, but it's very complex in the way it's crafted. Your life, your story is weaved. It's very complex. And that all depends on you. You hold the pen at the end of the day. Kind of. You kind of hold the pen. You can't control some things in life, but most of the time you hold the pen. So write your chapters well, because people are going to read. And if they don't like the book, they're going to throw it out. And they won't tell other people about it. Simple as that. They won't tell other people about it. They're going to think your book is trash. They won't recommend it to other people. They probably won't see it as realistic. But I think every book has is worth looking into. Every book has some meaning into it. And I mean book, I'm meaning metaphorically someone's life. So every story has its utility, has its lessons to be learned, its morals, you know. I don't care where you come from up here or down here. Castle or slum. I don't care where you're from. Kingdom or the hood. I don't know. Anything. Regular suburb or big city. Doesn't matter where you come from. You got a story to tell. And with success, you'll be able to tell your story. You cannot tell your story if you do not succeed. It is impossible. People will see you, but they won't listen to you if you don't succeed. That's unfortunately how it is in life. You need to win. You need to win. And that doesn't mean you have to win the giant battles that just are insurmountable. No, no, no. You win the little battles. Because you ever heard of people's testimonies or their life stories where they fail constantly, constantly again? Think to yourself, so how did they get to the point where they're sitting in a chair right now, or they're sitting on a screen and they're telling me this? Because they succeeded. They may tell you how much of a failure they are on screen or whatever. But the fact that they got to that very moment to tell you about it means they succeeded in something. They were at the right place at the right time with the right person. That's why I'm saying we're too hard on ourselves. We really do succeed, man. Everyone chases it like a drug, but we already have it. We just have to bring it out. We gotta harness it. We really do. Everyone thinks success flies like the wind when really we're blowing it away. Our, and in this day and age with crippling anxiety, depression, suicide, and just overall pessimism, we're letting success go. And it's a part of ourselves. We're born with the innate sense to win, the innate sense to move on forward, to procreate, not just physically, like reproductively, but to procreate new ideas and artistic endeavors, creativity, what have you. And it's a shame to see a generation that's losing its touch on that, who just wants to sit inside and just be by ourselves and die alone. You are there's much more than that out there. There's way more than that out there. Success is what you make it. Failure means nothing if you succeed. And you could fail 100 times. But you know what they're going to remember if you succeed? The one time you won. The one time you won, they're going to remember that. No one's going to care about how many times you failed. And that's the thing. They won't even know how many times you failed. They won't know the pain that you went through to get to the one win. Only you know that. So you carry that with you to the end of time, to when you die, so that no one can say, yeah, he won all the time. It was just talent. No, no, no. I worked for it. I worked blood, sweat, and tears for it, man. You can't tell me anything. That's right. I digress. It's funny. It's really funny. As I'm thinking about this now, there are a lot of domains I could work on to succeed. And that's the thing, is that success is easily transferable. And you might not even know it, man. You might not even know it. It's funny to think about. Think about it. If you do well in one domain, it can not only, for some reason, psychologically speaking, it sometimes connects with other domains that allows you to easily interpret those areas of learning too, along with the one that you already know. If it's related to it, it may help. It may help in assisting learning that one. That's why you see a lot of kids, people who are creative can draw, write, read, play music, um, just come up with ideas, brainstorm better. The people who are more logistics are good at math. They're good at they're good at math, chemistry, like biology, like a lot of those STEM type people. They're all good in a lot of those domains, right? Because once they learn one, it's like a snowball effect. It helps out sometimes. Not with everybody. But I saw that a lot growing up. I did the research on it back in college, and I was like, wow, so there is a trend here. That's nice. But the best part is that, let's say two unrelated domains, right? Two unrelated domains. Let's take this. Let's say you pick up, I don't know, say you pick up like computer work, coding, right? You learn you learn a specific type of language coding. Let's say like C++. That's hard. That's very hard. Let's say you pick up C++ and you're getting really discouraged. It's very hard. You're struggling to stay up at night because it's so grueling to work on these codes and all these formulas and formulate concepts in the coding. But let's say you push a little bit more. Let's say you push yourself to the edge, to the limit. You crack something out, and then you do that every night, and you find new ways to operate using C++. And then you become, I'm not going to say a master, but you become advanced. You become better than you were before. That's the goal. Who's to say that that motivation and success, which is what it is, momentary success, will not translate to other fields, whether they be related or unrelated? It's all about motivation. If you feel like you're doing great in one subject, who's to say you won't feel pumped up to do well in another subject? Like for example, sometimes I write music and sometimes I write poetry. But a lot of the other times, you know, I'm doing a lot of calculations at work, like math, right? Working a lot of financial stuff at work. But sometimes when I talk to people on the phone, right, and I have to talk a certain way because I work in healthcare. Um, I'm trying to meet their needs, so it's more like a social worker type environment in that sense. So let's say I'm talking to them, and I have to use my conversational skills, which don't align with numerical values. That's very just a psychological thing. Let's say when I do that and I talk to someone and they pump me up and I'm doing well in a domain, or um, like for example, I have a great conversation at work. Now it gets me pumped up to do numbers. That shouldn't even make sense. Talking to someone about, and I remember there was one person I was talking to at work on the phone regarding philosophical aspects of life, like this channel. It sounds so dumb. Worst example ever, but let's run with it. Talking about I was talking to this lady about her life and what she went through, how she served and worked in hospitals and what have you. And it was just a very holistic story. It really inspired me. And I was like, you know what? Let's crank these numbers. And I'm all right at work right now with the numbers for on the financial side. However, man, did I feel motivated to do it? And I got better today at work, man. I felt it. I felt the fire burn. It was good. And I thought about it after work. I'm like, that's so funny because that's two unrelated. Listen, speech communication, which is what I did. I do work on my vernacular and the way I talk at work. Um, and I have been getting better too. I did very well today, and then I also did really well today with the numbers. I was like, wow, and it helped me understand. And it's not like I got info about the numbers from talking to the lady. I didn't ask her about financial stuff. It just motivated, and the motivation was the link between the two successes. To use a better example, probably, let's say you're reading, right? Let's say you're reading about, no, let's say you're reading a classic, Great Gatsby, right? You know, that's a great book. F. Scott Fitzgerald killed it. Say you're reading that book, right? And then you see, I'm not going to spoil the ending. It's an old book. It's 100 years ago. um, let's say you read the book and you feel very touched and you feel like, wow, this is a really good book, right? You put that down and you're like, you know what? I'm motivated to study a little bit. I'm motivated to study a little bit. Let's work on some biology. Like, let's work on some chemistry. Let's work on some organic chemistry. Oh, bro. If y'all don't know what organic chemistry is, suffering. It's easy now in my head, but back then it was horrible. Um, but yeah, let's say you read a book, which has happened to me. You read a book Seemingly, the Great Gatsby has nothing to do with chemistry. Um, but then you pick up, you're like, you know what? I'm ready, and you kick butt at chemistry. Just I'm trying not to curse. Been working on that. You kick butt at chemistry. You just totally you destroy it. You blow it out of the park from reading. Success is transferable by that logic. And I'm sure there's a lot of things in life too that you can think about in your own life where like doing well in one domain leads to motivated success in another domain. And that means success is largely in part determined by motivation. Because if you're not motivated and you succeed, bro, that's talent. That's likely going to be talent. Just gonna say it. Talent or memorized. Something that's memorized. Like a routine. But yeah, man, success. It's a wonderful word that can come at many costs if you don't know how to treat it right. Because a lot of people obtain success and they think, okay, what are the benefits? No, 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 no. Just enjoy the success. You don't have to go after the pleasure now. You don't have to go after the satisfaction. You don't have to go after the gluttony, the greed, the pride, the envy. Mm-mm. None of those seven deadly sins. I didn't name them all, but yeah. You don't have to do any of that, especially the satisfaction. What kills a lot of people is they think attaining the goal, becoming successful is going to give them satisfaction. And the truth is, nothing ever really will. You'll never really get that, whether from your job, whether from your activities or your hobby, your woman, your man, your family. You're not going to get satisfaction. You're going to always keep chasing for it. It's just how it is. We can't really do anything about it. So when you do reach a success, like a successful goal, you've attained it, right? Be happy. Just be happy that you have it. Because there will be a day when you can't achieve your goals anymore. There will be a day when you can't, because we all die at some point. Therefore, we cannot achieve all of the goals we want in life unless we humble ourselves with the expectation that I may not meet any goals in life. And when you meet those goals in life, you feel better. I've always liked the idea that if you lower your expectations but still have motivation, you'll live a happy life. Because you'll have the expectation that you live in a dirt house when you're motivated to get a mansion. And I can tell you there's no happier man than that in the world. You know what that means? You would have to appreciate every little step that you get towards the goal. Meanwhile, your expectations are down here because we should all be realists at the end of the day. The world is not sunshine and rainbows, lollipops galore. There's a sickness going on, whether it be in the physical world or the virtual world. There's a sickness. I'm sorry to go on that rant, but and use that horrible example, just horrible example. But it's funny, yeah. You talk to people and you feel pumped up, and then you do something unrelated, like you work on carpentry or you work on a car. That has nothing to do with talking to people. You just get information. I guess when you talk to people, it would furthering the conversation to the point and discussing the topic at hand and developing that and extrapolating ideas from that. Maybe that's considered the successful point of the conversation. Okay, the conversation has reached a point where both parties have received information that's new and therefore they have succeeded in the goal of communicating to each other. Now, time to work on the car. Seemingly unrelated, and you do well at working on the car, you succeeded at something. I find that bizarre. It's really bizarre. It really is. I don't think we'll ever be able to crack that out. Yeah, neurologically speaking and psychologically speaking, I don't know if we could. That's a very advanced. The circuitry in our brain is very complex regarding motivation. And it's not just the dopaminergic system, uh, dopamine, essentially. It's not just that. It's something else, man. I don't know what it is. I haven't done research on that, but it's interesting to say the least. But yeah, success. Success. If you don't have success, you don't have anything. But the irony is that everybody has succeeded. So we have everything we need. Think about that. If you don't have success, you don't have anything. You know what the first success is? Being born. Because there's the chance you might not be born. Now you may think, well, that's not a success that I brought out. It wasn't an action. I couldn't do anything about it. No, you may say it's up to chance, but I think there's a reason for everything, man. Even studying medicine, like you could say that there's biological chemicals that seemingly attract each other, that things just come into motion by happenstance. Now, you can tell me the sperm floats to the egg just because of happenstance? I studied it. I studied the whole thing, the whole embryology thing, with the chemical traces that the sperm releases, and that it goes towards the egg and is attracted by the chemicals into the egg, and vice versa. Fertilize it, releases the contents of the sperm, the genetic content. And it's an amazing process, chemically speaking, but there's got to be more. And that's the thing with success. But the problem with questioning is that it can lead you down a rabbit hole. Because then you think you succeed and you're like, so was my succession of myself or was it of something else? Is there more behind success? And it is a tantalizing thought. It really is. Think about it. You do well at something. What is there more behind it? What could have set up the pawns in that game of chess to make you win? Probability. It's one of the biggest things talked about in statistics. The probability that you win at something at a certain time, a certain place, in a certain domain, at your age, dealing with other people who are psychologically different from you in certain ways, is astronomical. In other words, P has a value of less than 0.05, so statistically significant, as people in statistics would say. So I think everything in life is statistically significant. Horribly statistically significant. You can't even measure it. You can't measure it. That's why life is so interesting. You can't put a thumb on it. You can't put a name or a number on it. It's an experience at the end of the day. And that's why success is so important, because in order to have that experience, to have a good experience at least, or actually to have an experience, you need to have a biological success where you're born. And then from then on, hopefully, you get these little markers of blips of success which connect to the next chapter of your life. And then when people die, they think about all that. I would think about that. I think about the times I failed, the times I succeeded, but the times I've succeeded are going to stick out, man. I know it. You can't tell me otherwise. Because I've met a lot of good people. I've learned more about my family, loved on them more because of success. Because you don't know how good you got it. You never do until you succeed. And really, you don't know how you good till you got it. Wow, can I speak? Oh my gosh. And really, you don't know how good you got it until you fail. You may know how good you. Some people know how good they have it when they succeed because they think about everything that they went through. But you don't know how good you have it until you fail. You don't know how high you were on the mountain until you fail. And that's why succession is so important. Because not only is it a step in the direction of what you want, the goal in question that you want to search for, succeed, and grab onto, but also it teaches you. You're not going to be the same person you started as when you end as. It's not possible. Because then there is no progress. Sure, you may have moved physical locations to get to that goal, but in order to get to the goal, the world must around you must change and you must change. You know what's the cool part? They both do that. You change and the world change regardless if you succeed. So that means that the only requirement to succeed is You put in the work because everything else is going to change regardless. Everyone else is moving. Time is moving. Times are changing. Politics are changing. People's minds are changing. It's never too late to succeed. So I just wanted to say that to you guys today. Um, uh, what was on my mind um, regarding success. It's deep. That's why I'm thinking about it a lot. It's a really deep topic because I know it hurts a lot of people. But don't attribute success to the very minute things. Like if you fail at very minute things in life, it's nothing. Because then you'll succeed at 10 times more in minute things. It won't even out. You'll blow it out of the park. For every one failure, there's like every 10 successes. That's not an actual number. I'm just guessing, but if you think about it like that, there's way more successes than there are failures in this world. You don't even know it. The problem is that we think about these failures more because they hurt us more. They draw more attention and fear out of us more. And the successes we don't think about because we take them for granted. We take them really for granted. So I urge all of you to think about, let's say, the past week. What did you do well this week on? What did you succeed on, if you were even to say so yourself? Was it with friends, family, your work, hobbies, your personal life, something in your personal life? Um, what I'll start doing now on this channel is working. I'll be working with you guys a little bit more. So go down in the comments, have a free for all. Tell me, feel free to put whatever you want that you think you succeeded on this week or this past year. I don't care, whenever. I don't mind it. If you guys take it seriously, if you don't, I don't mind. It's interesting to see what people have to say. It really is. People are so weird, you know. And I think that's the beauty of success because not everyone succeeds in the same way. Like I said before, to reiterate my point. But yeah, man, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to succeed. It makes you feel good, but that's not the end of the story. Far from it. You got more to go. King and queens, kings and queens, you got more to go. Some of y'all still in chapter 1, some of y'all in chapter 87. You're like, can we stop? No, we haven't got to the epilogue yet. Give us some time. All right, guys, I'm gonna sign out here. Getting a little tired now. I gotta go do some things, but keep that in mind. This will be, I guess, I'll title this video something regarding success. You know it. This is my job, not yours. Job is to watch. But my fellow goats, thank you for being here. You know, in at this moment, it sounds dumb because there's like barely anybody watching. There's like barely anyone commenting. Like one person commented, and that's it. That's fine. You know what's gonna happen? This video is gonna be around for years to come, and who knows if I'll still be here on YouTube or not making videos. Who knows if the world will be kind of the same or radically different. Dystopia or utopia. Who knows? Maybe even after I'm dead, that the video's still here. God willingly, later, way later in life. I'm young, but yeah. Also, peep the fit today, bro. Oh my gosh. I always go to work looking clean. You have to. You got to dress to impress, but not to impress other people. To impress yourself. You need to tell yourself, look how good I look. And then you tell people, hey, what do you think of the fit? And whether they say yes or no, you know the answer is, it looks good. That's it. Just a tinge of narcissism. That's all you need. I never killed anybody. Just don't let it grow. Don't let it grow like a cancer, like a tumor in your body. That'll be another topic. But yeah. Those are my thoughts on success. And I want to hear yours in the comments. If your opinions differ, if they're the same, I don't mind. give some food for thought like I'm doing now, and then I'll probably talk about it in the next episode um, and address some of those because it's interesting to see how people think. And I have a certain way that I think, it's not all perfect. I don't have the best takes, I don't think a lot of, I think we all have common sense takes, but on specific takes like that, it's a little bit more of an extreme, not extreme, but more of a narcissistic spin on success and a very existential view that not a lot of people have, which is fine. I'm not saying that's a wrong view. I'm saying the view that I'm taking. How can I measure wrong or right on that? It's not a good scale. It's profitable versus non-profitable is what you need to worry about. Not a lot of things in life are just that's wrong and that's right. What is the better way? What's going to yield more, and which is going to give you more headaches, more consequences? That's all you got to see. That would be another video too. But thank you guys for staying and everything. You guys are the best. You guys are chill. Stay safe out here in 2023. We're almost done. We're almost to the year. Don't worry. 2024, it's gonna be good. Maybe in a bad way, maybe in a good way, but there's gonna be some change for sure. And you know what? We wrestle with it because we're human beings. It's who we are. And guess what? We're all gonna succeed in 2024. Doesn't matter what it is. We're gonna succeed at least something. So use that, and build up on that. Don't use it as a crutch. Don't use it as a shield. Don't even use it as a sword. Don't use it as armor. Use it as your basis. Use it as your core. It's not external, it's internal. Success is an internal thing. You cannot see it on the outside. That's why we hold it so close and dear to our hearts. But thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. All right. Peace out. I'll be coming out with episode 4. I don't know when, but soon. Bye.